couple weeks. We call it Back to the Lab. We've been going dark because making some pretty good progress, I think. Yeah, making some pretty good progress over the last couple weeks. Highlights, going back to the scene of the crime, Chambers Bay, back what started this whole journey. And camera ran out of batteries because I silly left it on the second hole. So here's a couple shots. All right, here we are, Chambers Bay. Place stole my soul last time I played here. What launched this little adventure in the first place. So super windy day, 45 degrees. It's gonna be a test. Last round before handicaps start counting again though, so it doesn't matter. So from Chambers, had a couple rounds here in Seattle. Handicap started counting again in March and still working on some things. Started to click on this trip I just went on to California, played with Jason and Rob, played with Andy. So got a little taste of what's to come with the boys at Bandon. It was a lot of fun. And then last week went out to Willow's Run and played a really good round. Shot an 81. And that's with a blow-up hole, which I'm sure you'll see to come. Like I said, game was tight. First hole, not the best drive in the world, but certainly didn't put me in any trouble down the right-hand side in the rough, and followed it up with a pretty nice little shot to the green. Ended up making par on the first hole, which is either a really good sign or a really bad sign. This one gave me a little bit of nerves because it was drawing down the left-hand side, but ended up being just fine on a par 5. Again, ended up making another par. And then Shot Tracer didn't really work on this. This was a great drive right down the middle. Set up the next shot right here, which was a beautiful shot into the green. Man, a lot of pars on this front 9, which was super fun to see. But again, the game is just so much more fun when you're hitting the ball well off the tee. This was obviously a par 3 here, but my driver was really working. Maybe with the exception of this shot, which went right into what used to be a sand trap and is now described as a gravel pit. But yeah, man, it was really working. I've been trying to take my swing a little shorter, so kind of taking the club head back a little bit, which seems to be leading to a lot more solid contact, which in turn ultimately making the ball go a lot farther. So fun little round. So things were really working up until this hole, where I hit the ball way left and long and couldn't find it. Ended up being a triple bogey, which at that time I was 5 over, but really rebounded nicely. So followed up the triple bogey with a par, and and then hit another good drive here, which led to another par. So 5 over through 12 or 13, I forget, triple bogey, and I think limped in 10 over in total. So ended up finishing really, really strong. Just can't even begin to describe. This drive was insane. This was such a good drive. I left myself about 30-40 yards in on kind of a shortish par 4, but really great shot. And then this was a fun one because they were filling the sand traps. There's these big like pyramids where they poured the sand, and this one landed at the very tippy top of one of the pyramids. So that was fun and exciting. And yeah, finished strong with a bogey. Ended up laying up. There's a river right in front here, so laid up and then hit a really nice shot in and walked away with bogey. Feeling really good after this round. Wanted to actually go play again, which gives me hope. So we got the game tight. Looking good, feeling good, ready for the trip. Can't wait to see everybody. And hopefully this holds up for at least a couple more weeks. So I can put on a good show and make this whole experiment worthwhile.
Earl here again. Figure somebody has to, put the bow on this whole comedy that we've been watching. And let's be honest, it's been amusing. It's been a ride. I mean, when we started, Ben really invoked the religious simplicity of the game, if you will. Basically just praying every time he took the club back. Whether it was a putter, an iron, a driver, or God forbid, the fairway wood that he was going to top the ball with. And it was just a man close to his maker, waiting to see what signs the heaven might throw down. And then he took it into his own hands. He did the work. The yoga, the blueprints, days at the range, weekly mental haranguing from his friends, standing in front of that stupid camera, knowing that he was going to hate what he saw later. But he persevered, kept working, biting off things a little bit at a time. A shot here, a shot there, some new clubs, some new prayers. And look at what you've just watched. A man who can inflate his handicap on purpose? I mean, other than Dean, I've never seen such skill. But let's remember, Ben was doing the work. There were no cucumber sandwiches, no tea, no butlers, no one reading the green for him, carrying his clubs around, or, toting around a convenient little dainty bag of travel clubs. This was just mental toughness and grit. The American way. And now he's coming to Bandon. With a couple extra strokes to his name, and a game that's going to give Dean nightmares. And this time, Dean doesn't have the Seattle Major champion to bail him out. It's just going to be Dean, carried by his team and coming up short. I hope Team Bushwood has found their trainers, asked for extra crunches, they're going to need some core strength to lift him up. He even wants to have a chance at defending a team title. Because as you've seen, Ben knows where the ball is going now. And the only prayers he needs will be Dean's last rites.